Japtastic. My window in Church Square I often left wide open, which Steve, not Geordie Steve, and his girlfriend Leslie really had been hoping. Because whilst I was out with Ben and Martin in Canterbury one night, Steve and Leslie had snuck in my house. But they got a nasty fright. See, we all came back a little early from our night out looking pleased, as we had brought some ladies back, and these ones were Japanese. So when I went into my bedroom to maybe change my covers, I found instead Steve and Les, the sneaky pair of lovers. "Ha ha," I said. "On a normal day, I'd let you two stay and fuck. But today, Steve, my old pal, you guys are out of luck. I know, Steve, of Far Eastern girls you are somewhat of a fan. Well, downstairs, my son, you will find two ladies from Japan." "Hello, Stephen," the Jap slut said, as he sheepishly walked in. "Me love you long time," I made her say. "OK," said Steve. "You win. Come on, Les, we're going home," he stated, as he walked out in a mood. For me, of course, the night went on and things got slightly rude. "Oh, you're so strong, you're so cool," was what she whispered whilst in bed. "Oh, your penis, it feels so nice," was another thing she had said. I have to say, of the things I've done that I'd love to do again, sleeping with Far Eastern girls is high in my top 10. Bed sheets. Come and look at my bed sheets, 'cause they're covered in bum gravy, and there's more semen on my covers than the whole Royal Merchant Navy. There's some dirty, shitty fingerprints where I've had my grubby paws, and patches of crusty cunt juice from 6 months' worth of skanky whores. There's a blood stain on my pillow, and something stuck on my bedroom wall. In fact, the idea of getting into bed ain't appealing much at all." Andy Marsh. We had a boss at Empower. His name was Andy Marsh. To say he looked like a kiddie fiddler might seem a little harsh, but there was something in the way he looked. Perhaps it was his smile that made you think he was in fact a dirty paedophile. No power. I'd been Empower's Employee of the Year and made their star performer. So I bet they didn't realise a year later all the trauma they would have to deal with from all the fraud that I had wrote. They sent a guy called Kettles down whose purpose was to note what our team was up to and what was going on. He started to find all the shit, and it didn't take him long to come to the conclusion that Empower's Employee of the Year, who was about to retain the title and came oh so fucking near, was in fact a dodgy fraudster and the first rep he had to sack and ban from Empower altogether. So there was no coming back. I could not believe that I'd been sacked. Surely that weren't fair. Then things started to go pear-shaped whilst living at Church Square. I stopped paying rent as cash was low. I mean, before this I'd had oodles. Now me and Ben were living on Tesco extra value noodles. I'd almost used up all my cheques, but I didn't use them wisely. Instead of buying us a feast, they got used on something miserly, which caused me and Ben to have a fight. Well, a sort of fight with chips. So I decided I would leave Church Square, as I'd had a fair crack of the whip. I'd done lots of drugs and lost my job and even had a fight with Ben. So now I thought was the perfect time to move to Mum's again. Michelle. I knew Easter Sunday had not started out too well, because I was laying naked next to Geordie Steve's ex-bird, Michelle. How the fuck did I end up in this whole big world of shit? Quite simply, the night before I had thought that she was fit. I'd been so fucked up on drink and ease, I never even thought about the unpleasant implications if I was ever caught. Michelle said her and Steve had gone their separate ways, but I received a lot of messages in the following few days, like the fact that Geordie Steve heard about me and Michelle in bed, and the fact that he now wanted to stab me in the head. So Steve, I'm very sorry, it was wrong of me, I know, but it's not like you was even with that fucking green-toothed hoe.